Yo, what up? This is SloMoBackSlap slapping you with another video. Today we're going to talk about my top 5 games of 2021. And yes, this is my top 5 games of 2021. If you don't see any of your top games in my list, well, that's your list. Maybe you should show everyone what your list is. But this is my list. And as I do every year, I go through the games that I enjoyed the most in 2021. This time, I'm not going to really include games that didn't come out this year. I did that last year. You might see one. We'll see. But let's just go ahead and get into it. So number 5 in my top 5 games of 2021 is Kena Bridge of Spirits. Kena Bridge of Spirits was developed by Ember Lab. It is a game that console exclusive to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, came out on PC as well. First game by Ember Lab, and I must say I'm very impressed by the studio's ability to come up with a competent action adventure game. First time out the gates, pretty damn good. The animation is top notch. This is something that you don't really expect from an indie developer of their first game, but Ember Lab was an animation studio before they got into game development. The story is pretty easy to follow, pretty simple. There is a spirit guide, Kena, who comes to this land to kind of purge it from the corruption that's taken over. And as you are lifting the corruption out of sections of the land, the story becomes told to you of what happened to the people there. And it's not super deep, but it's serviceable. It works. You get to know these characters and understand their motivations and why they did what they did. The combat was what really surprised me. What I was worried about with Ember Lab was I knew how they were good at animation. Would they be able to make a game that makes sense, that has good combat and is balanced well? Now the balancing, some people have an issue with the window for the parry, but I like that it was a challenging game and it wasn't super easy. It's well worth the purchase. It was a $40 game at that. It wasn't even a full price game. And I've seen games that cost more that does less. So Kena was definitely well worth the price and I enjoy playing it. Next up, number 4 is actually another indie game developer with their very first debut game, and that is Modern Storyteller with The Forgotten City. Not only is The Forgotten City the best story in a game that I've played this year, but it is probably the best time loop game that I've ever played. And yes, I'm looking at you 12 minutes. This game is better than 12 minutes. Far better than 12 minutes. The Forgotten City not only has a great story with an amazing mystery that you have to kind of unravel, think of out of the box ways to resolve certain situations, but man, does it flip things on its head at times. I mean, you will think you've got this game figured out, and then you will be shocked by a huge reveal. Look, man, by the time I got to the end, I thought I knew what I was getting into, but I had no idea what to expect with the final encounter. And when it was all said and done, I could definitely see myself going through it again, making different choices, coming up with different outcomes. This game's got multiple endings. And yeah, the gameplay, not the best. Definitely has some issues. It's a bit janky, sure. The animation isn't the best. Amazing voice acting though. Very good voice acting. And I love the little meta dialogue comments in the very beginning of the game. They talk about what the term Karen means. There's another part where one of the characters in the game is complaining about other people ruining things, and your character's dialogue option in response is, yeah, I know what you mean. I've been living in a pandemic, and it's just, it's like, oh man, like you can really tell that the writers here were having fun with this game. They weren't trying to be super serious, and they really wanted to hit you with a story that made sense and had a point, but at the same time allowed you to have fun with it too. So yeah, The Forgotten City, definitely check it out. If you have an open mind, you're not too caught up on visuals, you're going to enjoy it. Now, number 3 may ruffle some feathers, but what do I care? Be mad. Halo Infinite, number 3 on my list of top 5 games of 2021. And Halo Infinite is number 3 because it did 2 things. It, 1, 343 finally gave us a good campaign and good multiplayer in one game. Previously with Halo 4, you got a good campaign but a bad multiplayer. The reverse with Halo Guardians. With Halo Infinite, not only did they give you that, but number 2 is they perfected the gunplay. This is the best gunplay that Halo has had in a very long time. They modernized Halo in a sense where non-Halo players could enjoy the game and long-term Halo purists could enjoy the gunplay and still feel like, yes, this this is definitely Halo. The campaign's enjoyable. I think they made some good decisions with the story, narrative-wise. The open world could have been a lot better. There could have been a bit more variety with the side missions in the open world. The multiplayer is fun, but bare bones. The modes that it launched with, not very many, weren't very many maps, and also the progression of the battle pass, definitely a problem. But all that said, what you got was fun gunplay that required skill. It's probably the most balanced multiplayer game to come out in a while, and out of all the multiplayer shooters that came out this year, is definitely the best one. Better than Battlefield 2042, better than Call of Duty. So Halo Infinite definitely gets credit from me for being the best multiplayer game I've played this year. Yes, better than Splitgate. And number 3 on my list. My second best game of 2021 is Scarlet Nexus. Scarlet Nexus is a action RPG being developed and published by Bandai Namco. Definitely gave me a lot of Astral Chain vibes when I first saw it, which got me interested because I liked Astral Chain, but I didn't love the combat. And what Scarlet Nexus does is give me the same plot that Astral Chain had, but with a story and characters that I could feel more invested in, and combat that was just hands down best combat that I enjoyed in an RPG in a very, very long time. The combat's awesome. The game is awesome. As you develop and go further into it and be able to use your teammates' abilities and then add additional teammates to combine attacks that be way more powerful as you progress further, it's just a joy to play. I played the Yobito playthrough first and then did the Kasani playthrough second. Although it's the same story, it's told from a different perspective, but I enjoyed playing the game that much that I had no problem going through it a second time. And that's rare. That's very rare for me to play a game twice back to back like that. I had a lot of fun with Scarlet Nexus. Definitely deserving of being number 2. Before I get into my number 1 game of 2021, I did want to give an honorable mention to a game that is my personal game of the year and would have been my number 1 game of 2021 if it came out this year, and that game is Hades. Now, Hades came out last year in 2020. I didn't play it. It was only out on Switch, and I didn't even know it was on PC. But after playing it this year, this is just probably the best roguelite I've ever played. I play it at least once a week just to do a run, because each run is so different, so significantly different from the other. I have yet to see any repeat dialogue out of any of the characters. The combat is amazing. The combat is spectacular. I feel like everyone probably has their favorite weapon that plays this game, and each person's favorite weapon will be different than someone else's favorite weapon, just based upon your preferences and what you enjoy. But I love having the ability to modify those weapons if you get the right RNG to allow you to do that. The boons are great, the story's great, and it's a story that if you understand mythology, Greek mythology, then you probably know what this story is telling. But regardless, the way Supergiant Games, who developed this, told this story, and with such amazing voice acting, it's probably one of the best games I've played in a very, very, very long time, and I can't speak about it highly enough. So Hades, definitely a recommend if you haven't played it yet. And finally, my number 1 game of 2021 is Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I know I kind of went back and forth for a little while between Scarlet Nexus and Guardians, but I think Guardians is definitely getting the nod. The nostalgia with the music, how well they nailed the story, how well they nailed the characters of Guardians. I think Eidos Montreal did a better job of understanding these characters and expressing them accurately than Marvel Studios did in the MCU with the first 2 Guardians movies. The weakest part of this game is probably the combat, and it's not even bad. The story's great, probably the best story in any game this year. The story's great, it's amazing. The story is phenomenal. It's got a really good story. It's got some really great funny moments. And the game looks breathtaking. Just all around, just an awesome game. And a shocker. Because when they first showed this game, it looked nothing like what it turned out to be. I thought this was going to be one of the worst games to come out this year. Man, I'm so happy to be wrong about that. So number 1 game is Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's it. That's my top 5 games of 2021. Let me know what your top 5 games are. Let me know what games you think I should have mentioned, or games that you think that I might want to check out that I may not have played or think I might not have played. Just let me know in the comment section below. Hope you guys have a good one. Hope you guys have enjoyed your 2021. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the dislike button if you didn't, it's all good. And hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this in the future. Peace.